Yo brothers, you're at home with a geek. I'm Mark, aka the Little Black Dude. One of the things that I spent most of my childhood doing was watching cartoons. I love cartoons. And one of the channels I found the most on that I really enjoyed was Nickelodeon. And then in 1991 they blew my mind with Nicktoons. So I'm going to spend the next 3 minutes or so talking about some of the Nicktoons that I grew up watching, some of the ones I watched later on in life, as many as I can in 3 minutes or less. So let's have 3 minutes on the clock and begin. Let's start from August 11th, 1991 with the big three, Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy. They were the Nicktoons for the first few months of 1991's run there. Then a few months later we got Rocko's Modern Life, basically a tale of a wallaby living a modern life. About a year or so later, if I'm not mistaken, Our Real Monsters came out, which I freaking loved. The story of Ichabod Crumb and Oblina trying to learn to be the best scarers they can be. And that was the roster for a long time. But because Snick was a thing, first, and second because there couldn't be a stop to Nicktoons, the show Kablam came out. This was the first of the shows that was more of a compilation of different types of animation, with shows like Life with Loopy, Prometheus and Bob, Sniz and Fondue, Action League Now, which became its own show as well. Then there was Hey Arnold, one of my favorite Nicktoons, about a kid living in Brooklyn. They don't say it's Brooklyn, but sweet merciful crap, it's Brooklyn, and all his friends and family. Then there were shows like Angry Beavers with Norbert and Daggett living their lives in the woods. Cat Dog, not one of my favorites, but it had its moments, and pretty much anything that has Tom Kenny in it, I'm definitely ready to watch. Then there's the Wild Thornberrys, about a family that makes a nature show, and specifically their daughter Eliza, who was able to talk to animals. Then there was Rocket Power. Rocket Power was a little bit of a weird place for me because I was, an older teenager at this point, but I still enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, this is the reason why I call people brother. Then there was As Told by Ginger, which had the same feel as Doug, but it was starring a little bit older of a girl who was writing in her journal about different things, but she wanted to be a writer, so it kind of made more sense. And then there was Invader Zim, Jonah Vasquez's magnum opus on cartoon shows like this, about an inept alien invader trying to take over the Earth and failing miserably, but God, it was so good. Then there was the Fairly Odd Parents, our man Timmy Turner and his godparents Cosmo and Wanda, basically turning everything on its ear. Jimmy Neutron, about a boy genius, much like Dexter, but that's another issue, who basically spent his time inventing and having fun with his friends. Then there was Chalk Zone, the story of Rudy to Booty, My Life as a Teenage Robot with XJ9, or Jenny as she liked to be called. Danny Phantom, about a family of ghost catchers, and Danny who got the ability to change into a ghost. All Grown Up, which is a decade later reboot of the Rugrats show, and I'm out of time. But as you can see, there were a lot of Nicktoons. There were a lot more as well, but they were well after my time and I didn't watch them as much. I have seen some of them, like for example Penguins of Madagascar, which is actually a lot of fun. Then of course you've got Legends of Awesomeness, the Kung Fu Panda show, which is cool. But there's plenty more. If you've got a couple that you think that I should have included in this, please leave a comment in the down low. You can also suggest more things for 3 Minutes of Geekdom in the down low or on my Facebook page, facebook.com/homewithageek. If you enjoyed 3 Minutes of Geekdom, you can find the first video right there. And if you'd like to see some more of my other videos, you can find them down here. If you're new here, please subscribe and make sure that you ring my bell for notifications for new videos. Until next time, this is the Little Black Dude. Stay geekin' proud.